So I think I'm gonna late join the Hourly Superblitz. It's a 57-minute long tournament. There's just over half hour left. And then the plan is after this tournament, there's the Hourly Rapid Arena. So we'll have some fast and maybe destructive chess, followed by slower and hopefully instructive chess. Let's berserk. Also, after this game, I have to update my settings to get rid of this this box thing. I think the last time I was playing on chess, I was playing blindfold. So opponent is playing the start of, okay, it's a French defense. I wonder if d6 was a mouse slip initially. Maybe my opponent intended d5 on move 2. I want to set up the Greek gift. Yeah, this actually resembles a 2 knights attack. Play a3. Kind of a slow move. Waiting for black to castle. Okay, black goes for d4. Now my horsey can hop in. And the other horsey... Oh, wow. Okay, let's just fork and win a pawn. If I take, I lose a bishop. Wait, how do I want to do this? I don't want to lose a bishop or the knight. There. The other horsey hopping in. This is going to get awkward. My horsies are a little bit overextended. I have to watch my time. I'm berserked. Position should be good, but I was hoping to checkmate the king a bit quicker. I have rook and pawn for bishop. Might be losing this pawn. Pre-move takes. Could trade knights and then maybe trade queens. It's very good there's a pawn on d4. Otherwise, I'd maybe be getting mated. All right. I just trap the queen? Where does the queen go? My knights are controlling these squares. My queen controls this square. Yeah, the black queen is trapped. The knight emerged from its corner like a g6. Now it should be plenty of time to win. Hopefully. At least plenty of time to update my settings. The preferences? Okay. Okay, first game of the stream. Maybe I didn't play that entirely accurately. Like, taking might not be the best move. Yeah, engine says castling. But taking f7 looked appetizing. That says I should have taken the rook. Alright, real quick, let me update my... Was it display? Or behavior? And then no. Okay. Did I miss an announcement? Okay, so there's a couple commands in chat. There's xslam chessmood and xslam Singapore. These are the two announcements for today. Even though I announced Singapore several days ago, I finally have a link to share. And then chessmood, starting today, they're unlocking their entire site through my link, chessmood.com/Rosen. And all you need is an email address, and then you can get full access to over 500 hours worth of their video courses. It's a whole educational platform, so I'll probably talk about them more a bit later. I'm sure people have heard me talk about them in the past as well. So very nice that they're doing this. The promotion is from today through December 20th. So it's good value. Actually, it's incredible value. Yeah, so I late joined this tournament. I don't think I'm going to be in contention for first place, but you never know. Maybe I can Berserk win a few quick games. Stonewall, okay. Let's go for the quick e5 break. Want to fork on e4. Okay, good start. Queen h4 ideas. Now bishop h4 ideas. Yeah, the h-pawn's actually a goner here. There's no way for white to defend it. But do I want to take it? Let's take here first. Oh man. I could have taken here actually. That would be a nice pork. Okay, now it's just a normal fork. The stone wall was a very fragile wall. Has completely dissolved. So there's 24 minutes left. Leader has 21 points. Maybe it's enough time. Nope. I got a message there briefly. Opponent is offline. I can claim victory in 8 seconds. Okay. Oh, opponent's back online. Okay. An attempted rage quit. So the first 2 games under the belt. Let's play e4. I'll probably try and play some chess mood openings today. I'll play the exchange Caro. Hopefully I can remember to do here. e5. Is that a line? Or a free pawn? I think that's a free pawn. I'm smelling a Greek gift. Castling bishop takes h7, why not? Okay, queen. So queen d3. Let's start with queen d3. f5's coming. I could en passant with check. Queen h3 is interesting. These positions aren't always super simple to play. Going with queen g3, because the king is completely stuck here. It can't run. It's currently trying to hide behind my knight. I've mate. Seems really close. Just take. I'll probably end up winning material. If king takes, it's a fork. If pawn takes, it's discover check. I'm threatening mate in 3. Oh, that's not mate in 3. Or is it? Oh, it's almost en passant checkmate. I have to show the line. There is almost en passant checkmate possibilities. Let me just show. If black, instead of taking the pawn, if black played this move, then I would play this move. And let's say g5, en passant check. It's not mate because this, but then it would be mate. So anyway, fun game. Got the regift. I think my opponent just misplayed the opening there. So top 50, 3 games in. Yeah, the chess has been pretty destructive so far. I'll berserk again. Opponent berserks back. Let's play an Englund Gambit, because why not? I haven't played this one in a while. Opponent refutes my opening immediately. I have to work to win back the pawn. So this actually resembles a Budapest. This idea doesn't actually really work. Take. Yeah, I was hoping to be aggressive. Maybe I can still try and be aggressive. Take and rook h6. Maybe d5 first. The dream is to plant the bishop on e4. Planting a seed that will maybe someday turn into a tree. I want to play f5. Okay, I can win the queen. I do lose my beautiful bishop, but that's a circle of life. I could take. Kind of a fancy move. This rook was overworked, and this pawn is pinned. So if takes, I win b1. If takes here, I take and win stuff. My queen is doing all the work. On a rampage. Okay. I made so many consecutive queen moves. How many queen moves did I make in a row? Like starting here. Oh, but then I took... So starting here, it moved 26 through 35. It was all queen moves. Okay. Have to give my queen a promotion. If that was possible. Okay, playing the player in first place. Very key matchup. I'm berserking again. Kind of risky, but let's see what happens. The Barmen variation. Yeah, bishop e2 is a little bit passive. Usually people play bishop d3. Okay, white's probably going to castle kingside. I should probably castle kingside too, but there's this idea. Yeah, I can't really resist the urge to attack. h3. I want to target e3 as well. Thinking f6. It's getting tense. My dark squared bishop really needs to be improved. Queen here. Yeah, white's playing this well. Maybe f5 in the right moment. So watch out for sacks on d5. And this position's so crazy. What's happening? Both bishops are attacked. I want a pawn storm. If bishop e2, I win the pawn. If takes, and there's tension, g-file's opening. So I win the pawn. I get the rook involved. Got the queen involved. I still don't know what's happening. How do I break through? Hmm. Knight g5. Not sure if it's going to be enough time. I'm actually down material. Ah! Opponent stopped my pre-move. Ah. What to do? That was almost an epic comeback flag. Ah. As a person in first place as well. Yeah, I kind of ran out of steam. H3 blundered a pawn. Good game though. That was the most destructive game in all fronts. You Spenny Pip. Okay, still 12 minutes left and some change. We berserked too close to the sun. That's a good way of putting it. Hopefully I'm a bit further from the sun now. Okay, playing some aggressive opening. I just trapped the knight. I think I did. How do I win the knight? E5 actually saves black, wow. Bishop e5. That's slightly disappointing. Knight e7's coming. But look at this diagonal. I'm threatening mate in 1. Opponent's probably not going to let me do it, but it's a funny threat. I take... So this is hanging. Queen b6 is coming. Get my other rook involved. If a6, I'll play rook b3. I'm sacking f2. Bishop takes f2, king f1. I'm threatening knight d6. I also want to play knight h3 and target the bishop. It's a fun position. At f5. Oh, e4 is still hanging too. Maybe I could have taken. Oh, I didn't see that move. Okay, some endgame time. Good move. So I should win back a pawn, kind of. Oh, now I'm winning a piece. Yeah. What a sequence. Hmm. Oh, this is unfortunate. Or is it? I don't know what's happening. Rook d8 c5. Oh, my pawn! Oh no! Oh, my pawn again. Opponent's not taking it because they know they'll get forked. Okay, this should be enough time. How do I checkmate? Okay, there we go. Okay. 8 minutes left. Yeah, I think I'm too far away. Some fun games, though. Every game has been fun so far. Again, if you're just joining, 2 announcements. They are commands in the stream title. !chessmood. Starting today, Chessmood is unlocking their whole site. So you can get access to all their courses for free. Just need to put in an email address. And then I have the Singapore command as well, which links to some of the events I'll be doing in Singapore. Oh, bishop d2. This is what happens when I try and talk and play moves. Let's invent a new opening. I don't know what my bishop's doing there, but maybe I can gambit. Is there a typo? What did I spell wrong? Oh, I misspelled lichess, which means lichess probably isn't detecting my stream. Thanks for catching that. Okay, it should be fixed now. Yeah, in order for lichess to promote my stream, I need to mention lichess.org in the title and spell it correctly. Yeah, what should we call this opening? The Lundoff. Bishop d2 instead of bishop f4. Let's move back. I didn't berserk this game, so I have more time than I'm used to. About to lose material. Oh dear. Okay, bishop g5, I have f4. Yeah, I was a little bit reckless there. Go for this g5 break. Someday I want to justify the bishop being on c3. G5 is not easy to stop. And black could play g5 himself. Okay, I'm feeling a bit more optimistic. Feeling very optimistic. Black was threatening to win back the queen. I want to get my queen to h7. I also want to be able to draw... Wait. Why can't I draw arrows to h7? It worked for a moment there. I have to check my settings. Also, I think I swallowed the tea the wrong way. I have to wash down my tea with more tea. Cursor off screen. Oh. So if I move it off the board and then back on, it'll make the illegal arrow. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Again, the queen doing most of the work there. I'm drinking white tea, like a white fruity tea. It's from the Czech Republic. A friend gifted it to me. Okay, no berserking. This will be the final game of the tournament, so try and make it good. I'll play my usual. Let's play c5. It's whatever reverse something Countergambit. Thank you, Zine6S. Appreciate it. Yeah, there was a point in time I was studying this opening. I guess h4, h5 is the main idea. I'll go for the quick beat pawn expansion, like b5, b4. Bishop f5 runs into g4. I might as well take and castle. h4 might be coming. Then b4. Seems like black gets initiative pretty quickly. '92. There's a line king b1, knight e4, queen e3, knight c3, take, take. I'm threatening mate in 2. White can stop it, but it's still interesting. But white goes for this. That actually makes some sense. Ugh. Yeah, take first. No, I can't take. Yeah, we might end up going into some endgame, like if queen c3, trade down. White could also try and attack me. Yeah, b3 is coming. Oof. I'm in trouble. I mean, there's king g8, take, take. This looks ugly. Yeah, this actually just looks really bad. It's queen e7 here. Queen e7, queen b7 maybe. And rook h7. My only hope is this idea. Like, if knight g5, I play queen a3. So white actually has to be careful. Also, the tournament's officially over. Wow, so white has queen c1, but I'll be thrilled to trade queens. Oh, there's knight c4. I play rook g7 first. Trying to hold on for dear life. And knight e5 was a good move. Is knight takes g6 possible? No, then I play queen a3. You might see knight c4. You might see bishop takes g6. Take. Some crazy lines here. Just have to hug my king tight. I have no attack on the queen side. Or do I? Maybe I do? Oh, that was super dirty. Super dirty. 0.02 seconds. I have to take a shower after that. I might have to shave my whole beard after that game. Probably have a lot of dirt still stuck in it. Oh man. Okay. Let's end it there for the fast and destructive chess. And let's switch over to slower instructive chess. Also, maybe I should put on my heart rate monitor. So, congratulations to Nickame. Yeah, I finished in 28th place. It's a little bit cut off, so maybe we'll see if I do this. No. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears and join the Hourly Rapid Arena. This will be a lot more chill. It's a almost 2-hour long rapid tournament. 10-minute chess. This is probably going to be a long stream. Especially if I play this whole tournament. Okay, let's play e4. Opponent is provisional, strong and blitz. I'll play a Scotch. Opponent pre-move pawn takes pawn. I'll play a 4-knight Scotch. I'm going with this slightly offbeat, slightly tricky bishop d2 line. Opponent's busting out the opening theory. Yeah, this is actually kind of a drawish line, but I'll go into it. Sometimes there's ways for white to push for a win in this endgame. Thank you, RedRZ. First time Prime. So I think the most notable Grandmaster game where white won was Caro-Kann versus Vidit. And white does have some small annoyances that black has to deal with. Rook is more active. I can't play this immediately because checkmate. So I think h4? h4 or king f1? Vaguely remembering h4. Now rook. Actually not sure. Rook b8. Sort of threatening bishop b7. There's king e7, rook a8.
Oh yes,
Also looking at this move.
for the kingdom of Rosen.
I'm gonna play this move. Oh, but then rook d4. Alright, let's play this move. Let's see how black reacts. Thank you, I'm Oceanborn. Happy 42 months. Yeah, this looks a little bit risky. Actually, there's a6. I feel like I'm committed to go for this. Now this. I want to put the bishop on d3. So the bishop is currently tied down to a6. And bishop d3 will target the pawn again. Only issue, is there bishop b7? Then rook a7. Rook b8 I take. I usually liked playing this this opening or this endgame against higher rated players, because then it's very low risk and I'm usually okay with a draw. But here, okay, so I take rook b2, rook c6. There's some issue with pawns being attacked. So can I play a4 first? Even c3 first. Yeah, maybe c3. I just want to keep some winning chances alive. The rook might end up going to a3. The king has some infiltration squares. Okay, there's a couple options here. Play rook f6. King e7, rook here. But then a pawn probably falls. So rook a3 is not super attractive, but it might be the way to go. Play king f4. And also this move. This move. Hmm. I have to be careful too. Go for this. I can play this. If take, then rook here. c5 I take. Try it. I'm getting a little bit imbalanced. I'm taking some risk, because black... Ooh, that move I missed. Yeah, black has a pass C pawn. I have a pass A pawn. If I play this... Probably no good. Thank you, Bats go for the raid. Yeah, if you're just joining, we have some interesting endgame. I really wanted to play for a win, but... I might have to hunker down for a draw. I'll play A4. Might as well. I mean, there's some value in having the outside passer. Black's king is far away from the kingside pawns. Yeah, I really appreciate the raid. Hope you had a good stream. This is my first game of the Hourly Rapid Arena. And these endings sometimes look simple, but they can be very complex. Sometimes very easy to go wrong with either side. H5. I think I should probably start with G3. A5 is counterproductive. A5 allows king B5, and I don't want the king to get closer to helping defend the pawn. Rook C6. King E4. I guess king C5 is the idea. I'll go for this. Play king E5, but then rook E6. So there's this move. My rook might go behind the pawn. Also, there's cases where we trade rooks and the resulting king-pawn ending can be winning for white. Or I have the outside passer. Oh, wait, there's rook C4. So I have to play rook B4. I was about to blunder a pawn there. Play king D3 maybe. Just preventing rook C4. If rook A6, I play rook B4. Maybe the rook can plant itself on F4. It should still probably be a draw. F3. F3 G4. G4. Yeah, we might end up repeating. I think there's an issue where my rook is a bit stuck on the 4th rank. I'm actually wondering about this and then king E3. But then, yeah, black's rook will move. So there's also King c3. Keeping the tension. Yeah, I might just repeat. King c3, rook goes back. I try? Let's try one more move. The problem is I'm just kind of running out of moves. I can't play this and allow this. Maybe I could, but... I feel like the accuracy is going to be very high for this game. We'll check afterwards. So black is maybe thinking about how they can play on, given the time situation. I'm not claiming. It's not auto-claiming? Okay. That was more like 5-fold repetition. Good game. Yeah, sometimes the nature with this opening, I think my opponent played the endgame well enough to hold on. So just to show, it's one of, like, probably one of the most popular openings that goes straight to an endgame. Like move 14, it's already... Okay, move 16, it's already a bishop rook ending. We basically skip the middle game. And it's a very high draw percentage. There is this one game between Caro-Kann and Vidit. I've played this myself. Oh, I've played this as white, and I've lost both times I've played it on lichess. I think I've won some games on chess.com. Also drawn some games. So... Oh, we both made one blunder. Wait, let's check. Oh, I was losing! Black is winning. Wait. Black is winning with this move, but why? How is this winning? No comprendo. Oh, there's rook f6. Rook f3. And my rook is trapped. I could have lost. Now I understand. Okay, that's really fortunate. The opponent played rook a8. Wait, did I allow it again? Wait, what happened in the game? Yeah, I played king c3. And why is it not winning here? Ah, because I have my rook on f4. So black can't get the same setup. Okay, that's super fortunate for me. I could have lost this game. Okay, moving on. So a draw to start the tournament, get one tournament point. Opponent has paused. Yeah, not sure what my chances will be in winning this tournament. But the goal is just to have fun games. Oh, playing SilverbackHQ, who I've played 13 times before. Have a good score against. Good luck. Oh, SilverbackHQ is in chat, says, woo, muting. Okay, so I can probably speak freely and not have to worry about my opponent listening in. So I'm playing the Accelerated Dragon. Yeah, I'll go for the main line. Now the main line is bishop c4. There's probably a few other moves I can play in this position. Some players take on c6, which is generally pleasant. Bishop e5, not the most common square for the bishop. Already looking at tactics in the center. I don't think my tactics work, so I'll just castle. I'm actually not sure if I can punish this move. I mean, usually the bishop goes to like c4, e2, like from b5. I mean, I have a6 if I want it. It's actually kind of annoying because I want to play d6, but then I lose a pawn. I wonder if I can play this move, knight g4. Knight looks hanging, but then I take this knight. And that's probably a good trade for me. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. This idea sometimes happens in other similar types of positions in Accelerated Dragon, where you trade this knight for this knight. And if white takes on c6, I take back. And then the bishop defends g4. It could end up trading knights and queens. I see the question about suggestions on playing against pawn d4. I'm usually very happy with my repertoire against d4 as black. It depends what specifically white goes for, but I usually go for Queen's Gambit declined. I have some aggressive stuff against London, against Catalan. But if you've previously played the Dutch, then yeah, maybe you want something a bit more aggressive. Okay, I could take the knight. There's some issue with the d-pawn. I could play d6 first, attack the queen. Yeah, let's do this. I guess I should also mention the Banco Gambit, which is the opening that Chessmood recommends from the black side to get a very fun, dynamic game. And again, for anyone who wants access to the full Chessmood website, link is in chat, !Chessmood. They're giving free access through December 20th. So we have a pretty tame position here. Might have to watch out for e5 ideas. I really want to play this, but then e5 kind of hurts. This might make some sense. Takes, and then bishop e6. I think I'll start with bishop e6. I don't want to commit to taking. It's nice having the two bishops. Now my rook's defended, so I can probably more freely play pawn b5. Now b2 is undefended. I might lose b7, like takes, rook b1. Tricky move queen a5 in some cases. Knight d5 is probably a good move. I'm thinking b5 here. Just gaining space. Now threatening to take the pawn. White can play c3 or b3. And life will go on. Yeah, c3 maybe makes a bit more sense. We see pawn b4. So it's another way to save the pawn. And I want to be tricky. I want to play this move to threaten this, but then there's knight b6. Yeah, rook a7. Then queen e3. Rook c8, there's a4. I'm actually not sure what to do here. I'll play h5. Doesn't change too much, makes a threat. White will probably play this. Okay, not sure if h4 was a mouse slip or just a tactical oversight. But sometimes it pays off to make these simple threats. Again, I appreciate the beard compliments. Seems like every so often there's people trickling in who haven't seen me in a while. Alright, let's take on h4. Now it's cleanup time. Bishop e5. Thank you, thank you. It was a good fight, at least out of the opening. Have a good score against Silverback, but this may have been one of our like more interesting middle game battles. I'm gonna play a5. I just want to open files. So if takes, I take this way. There's a question, what's your favorite restaurant in St. Louis? There's a lot of good restaurants. It's hard to pick a favorite. There's a restaurant called Mainlander, which is like very high end, like a fixed menu. You don't order, they just bring you food, and it's a set price you pay beforehand. I might be losing this pawn. Okay, let's play this. Attacking the bishop. There's also a new restaurant that opened. They changed location not too long ago. It's near the chess club. It's Havana's Cuisine. It's really good Cuban food. Been there a few times. I want to play this, but then there's this.
Will you keep a moustache after the beard?
We shall see. No promises. I'll be getting a trimming pretty soon, so we'll see how that goes. It would be cool to like grow one of those curly mustaches that the Monopoly guy has. I feel like I'm not making much progress here. But at least I'm solid. I'm up material. H4 is coming. Opponent wants to fork me. If I play this, probably asking for trouble. Let's simplify. Chess Bunzo says, who keeps a mustache? I might end up shaving when I get to Singapore. Because it's tropical weather. It's going to be uncomfortable. Maybe someday I'll have like a curly mustache and a monocle too. If I ever get sponsored by the Monopoly guy, I have to make it happen. Okay, so I'm gradually making some progress. If we trade queens, I'll take back with pawn. Get the passer. If we don't trade queens, there's not too many options for white. Like queen here or here defends the knight, but then I have bishop here. I should be winning material. white can move to counterattack, but if knight d3, I take, and then take, and then take with pawn, and that will defend the bishop. Yeah, same thing with knight a6. Discover defense. So now I'm up a full rook and a pawn. This pawn is ready to storm down. How do you keep track of your heart rate? I wear an Apple Watch. I use the app Stromno. Allows me to display it on stream. There's a question how this matchup is possible given the rating difference. I'm playing an arena tournament, so the way these tournaments work is when you finish a game, you get paired against someone who's also waiting for the next game. So sometimes there's big disparities. But Silverback played a good game. Especially like out of the opening. It was hard to punish this move even though it's a bit offbeat. Just curious if I had anything better. Knight g4 is a top engine move by a little bit. And I was considering taking, but played d6. Yeah, it seems pretty clean. Engine says I should take on b2. I just wasn't sure about the sign. How is this better for black? Ah, so in the very end, I would have needed to see this, where I blocked e-file with bishop e5. I hit this and this.
24. Still enjoying the content.
Oh, thank you.
Quack.
Ordinary Otter, welcome back. This still isn't clear to me, because my e-pawn's still hanging. What play is this? Take, take? Yeah, it's some deep engine line where I guess the a-pawn is very strong. Maybe it's findable in a classical game. But yeah, the big turning point in this game was white allowing bishop g4. If h3, then yeah, it would have been a fight. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But good game. Moving on. Oh, thank you, Silverback. Gifting 5. Appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully some lessons to take away. I think based on the game, your rating should be much higher. Just have to watch out for the opponent's sneaky threats. Also, thank you, Jim Jam Orama. First time Prime. Okay, playing David Taylor. Caro-Kann. I'm going to stick with the chess move repertoire. Exchange Carol. Bishop d3.
Fast and destructive chess today, huh? So this means speculative gambits, huh? Exciting, nerd face.
This is the point of the stream where we're doing more instructive, slower chess. For anyone who joined recently, the fast and destructive chess was at the beginning. I was playing the Superblitz Arena. Had some crazy messy games. There was one game I played where I felt like shaving my beard afterwards. It was so messy.
Yes, beard, yes.
Oh yes, thank you, Bomandino. So this is actually very similar to a London. Sometimes you can get this from a London move order. The trade on d4. And the tricky thing for black is finding a happy place for the bishop. So if bishop g4, there can be queen b3. Black starts with queen b6. I'm kind of out of my prep now. What do I do here? b4 looks interesting. b4 looks very playable. Let's just do it. I still want a complete development normally. Maybe eventually attack on the king side. Oh yeah, I'm 36 and my opponent is 63. Standings probably changed since the game has started. My rating is 2633. Some very harmonious numbers. So I'm allowing bishop g4. But I really don't mind the pin, just castle. I feel like Chad is so much more observant than me. Someone also pointed out the ambulance emoji. Maybe I should sue my opponent for plagiarism. It's a nice emoji, though. Maybe at some point an ambulance will be called. But hopefully not for me. Okay, so let's complete development. There's an idea to move the queen somewhere. E1 could be interesting. And eventually play knight e5. There's a question from Board Without Pieces. How do you judge the backward c-pawn will be maintainable in such a position? Yeah, it is true. Like when I played b4, I create the weakness of the pawn on c3 because this pawn can't move backwards, and the c-file is half open for black. The judgment is basically that the pros outweigh the cons, so I'm grabbing more space. And it's very hard for black to effectively attack the pawn and very easy for me to defend the pawn if I want to. So, what to do? I have a4, a5 is kind of interesting. Let's go for this. This is another plan I was kind of having in the back of my mind when I played b4, is to eventually harass a queen. And if I can get this structure, then it's nice. Sometimes I can plant the knight on c5. There's a very instructive game from the last World Championship match between Ding and Nepo. It was a one game that Ding played in London. And he managed to beat Nepo using a similar idea. Like Nepo committed to this, and then Ding just got this positional bind on the queen side. It was a very beautiful game. So the pawns are rolling. Kind of wondering if b5 will make sense. Like queen d8 is forced. I guess b5 there's knight a5. Yeah, queen b3 looks pretty natural. And I unpin the knight, so knight e5 could be coming soon. Yeah, maybe there's a better adjective than beautiful to describe Ding's London win over Nepo. I won't be surprised if we see another London at some point in the upcoming World Championship match. It's a super rich opening. It's underestimated by a lot of players. And like when you play the London, there's actually a lot of options within the London, depending what black does. Okay, knight e5. So because I have more space, I'm a little bit hesitant to trade. But I like the idea of leaving this bishop without a clear purpose. I'm going to go for it. It transforms the position. Like takes... I think I'll take back with bishop. And then I can probably start pushing the f-pawn. Bring the rook to e1. I think eventually we'll probably see bishop h5 to g6, maybe even bishop f5. But bishop f5 right away would allow me to damage the black pawn structure. So I'm preventing queen c7. One of the benefits for black is the c-file is unobstructed for the rook. Knight d7. Yeah, let's maintain the bishop. It's still cramped for black. Like bishop d6 is no longer playable. Queen c7 is not playable. So nice having the dark for a bishop here. I think my plan is still like rook ae1 and then push the f-pawn. Bishop h4 I did not see coming. Should be okay. Rook e1. If takes, I'll have a choice to make. F takes is really interesting. H takes is probably a bit more standard. But it feels like there's value in unleashing the f-file right away. And this is a bit more positional long term. I guess there's one idea to like take this way and then use the h-file eventually. I'm gonna go for this though. It's an instant gratification. Now if queen c7, I'll probably play rook e3, defend the pawn with tactics. Because queen c7, rook e3, queen takes c3, I have bishop h7. But it's still a very interesting strategic battle. Like I don't think black has made any mistakes, any clear mistakes. I think it's still a bit more pleasant for white, doing well on time. Queen g5, so my knight's undefended. Queen c2 is a move. Rook f2. I'll play rook f2. Yeah, I think my resting heart rate is like usually in the 70s. Maybe if I wasn't streaming and if I was actually like resting, it would be in the 60s. But sometimes if the position gets exciting or my time gets low, or even when my opponent's time gets low, then the heart rate will go up. Rook c7. Okay, I guess I should calculate. h3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6, knight f3. Queen goes back. We trade. I think I like that. There's not too many other options for black. Black is maybe considering this though. This could be playable. But then I take, and I defend everything. So last three moves, I'm throwing some small punches. Pure initiative. I'm actually wondering about this move. But then knight f6 to e4. Yeah, the c-pawn could just be a liability going forward. I take... Maybe I can take and play g5. Prevent the knight from getting into e4. And this g-pawn creates this nice clamp on the king side. And rook c8, rook e3. It's hard for black to actually apply more pressure. Hey, thank you, Dirkgy.
I need more coffee.
Ah, nice. Getting the goose mug and donating $3. I do appreciate that. I go for this. Queen c6 might be coming. I feel like my knight needs to be improved. Queen f4 might be coming. So what if I play this? I take with pawn. And I'll double up. Let's go for it. Because f7 is going to be a very backward pawn. I can probably shift my full focus to the king side. His rook is going to be tied down for a while. Maybe we're throwing an h4. Oh, h4 queen c4 though. But then take. Yeah, I think that's good for me. a5 might be coming. So if I take, and there's a check. I think everything is still controlled. Ooh. That was a smart maneuver. I might be in trouble. Queen c1? I don't have rook h3. I have to play this. d4 is coming. Or not. At least I'm doing well on time. Position is still probably fine too. But my opponent fought really well. Yeah, let's go for this. Actually, yeah, let's start with this. Feels like Pac-Man. Okay. Making all those queens probably wasn't necessary. My opponent played a really good game. Was able to resist the pressure. Maybe like some of the trades were probably more favorable for my opponent. Like 95, yeah, probably not necessary. Engine says rook fe1. I wanted to attack, but then, yeah, we kept trading, and then black is probably just better positionally. Also, there's a tactic here. My opponent took time before... Yeah, my opponent took about 30 seconds. So I wonder if they saw this move. Bishop takes h3 is a big miss. If I take back, I lose my bishop on d3. But yeah, then it was probably close to equal. Oh, but this was bad for me. Yeah, I was worse. But managed time a bit better. Thank you to Barlow. First time sub. Okay, moving on. Just over an hour left in the tournament. I think my rating is staying around the same. Or maybe I dropped some points. Let's see. Rapid. Ranked 54 on LittleSoapBubble. I've lost 10 points because the first round draw. Okay, a big rating differential. I'll berserk. We'll have a quicker game. But hopefully it's still an instructive game. There was a question earlier about what I recommend against d4. I like to play queen's pawn. In this case, we have a Colle. And this will usually lead into a reverse queen's gambit declined exchange variation. It's actually a similar structure to what I had the previous game. 95? That's a move. If I take, I lose this. If I take this way, that doesn't really work. Wait, does it take? Wait a minute, take. Take. No, it doesn't work. I lose a piece on that line. I kind of want to play this move. The most aggressive option. I might regret this. But there is sometimes a plan in this opening to not castle kingside, but to castle queenside. Can I sack the bishop? That's probably going a little bit too far. I'll play bishop f5. And because I've committed to h5, I'm kind of committing to not castling kingside. Well, he goes for f4. Can I go for 94? So this move enables queen h4, but also f6. I think there's some ways why it can go wrong. Like this pawn looks free. Like goes for bishop e5. I can take. I can also play this right away. Also play this. I'm gonna play this. I want to play queen h4, but with no risk. Now some ideas of queen f2. Yeah, this is going to take some work to win. Okay, white sacks exchange. Which I should be happy to see. I lose my powerful bishop, but now I'm up material. I can probably look to simplify. Now this move walks into this. Maybe I can go for some like, g5 break. Let's start with this. Actually, then queen d2. Queen d2, take. Yeah, if queen d2, I'll take. Queen d2 would be threatening this to trap my queen. But then e3. I'm actually wondering, queen d2, f6. Bishop f2, e3. And then take, we trade queens. F6 actually looks pretty good here. Because there's no more knight g6. It is risky, like, having my queen here. But I don't see how white can effectively trap it. Now I take. Okay, I am fortunate. I forgot about knight g6, but I have this move. So everything is kind of working out. I have this move, this, and then bishop h2, king f2. Rook h6, queen e4. Yeah, this should be good enough. After the game, I can go back and see maybe what things were missed. Okay, can I trap the knight? I think queen takes e4 hits the pawn. I think f5 is the way to go. Super solid. And g5 maybe coming soon. Opponent going full kamikaze. Okay. There's a comment from Booty Snatcher. I think Eric could have won a pawn by taking on e5 with the bishop. Let's see. Oh, in this moment. Yeah, so if I take with the bishop, white can take on g4. I was considering this, but I think this is just a trade. I take again, queen takes. Yeah, it's one of these situations where it looks like white doesn't have everything defended, but it kind of works out tactically. If I take on e2, white takes with queen and defends e5. So let's see. h5 probably wasn't the best. Queen h4 would have been best here. It looks pretty clean overall. All right, back to tournament. 10 tournament points. 53 minutes left. And the leader has won every game and berserked every game. I did get berserking points for winning that last one. I'll berserk again. I'll play e4 again. In cases with a big rating differential, then I'm more willing to berserk. And I think I'll play the chess move repertoire again. If my opponent moves. Opponent doesn't move. Okay. e4 is too strong. Best by test. So now I'm top 10. What to do? Taking some time to get a game. Here we go. Okay, I'll berserk, play e4. Opponent berserks back. And we have a game. Alright, let's play a Scotch. Yeah, this is already, I think, considered to be good for white. There's queen b6. I'm pretty sure the best move is bishop e3. I imagine Chessmood covers this, although I haven't looked at their, like, all of their videos on the Scotch. But visually this looks really nice for white. Have more space. Can maybe take and play this. There's a funny line. Let's take and play this. King d8 is pretty much forced. Attack the pawn. I want to play e6. There's something I want to do this game that the position seems ripe for. Let's see if I can make it happen. I also want to play like principal chess. Yeah, let's just castle. I was dreaming of a castle fork where I allow black to take on b2, but that's not going to happen. Focus on the center. This is double check. I'll win d7. It already feels close to mate. Rook f7, king g6, rook g1. I can't play rook f7 now. Thinking about this move. This actually looks pretty good. You know what's crazy? When I take here, I'm threatening this checkmate and this checkmate. How does black stop both? It's such a weird mating idea. I actually had the choice which rook to deliver mate. That's a really cool concept. Like the knight covers the squares on the f file, and the rooks cover the other files. Question about rook e6 after... Oh, I did miss rook e6. There's king f5. Yeah, it's playable. And rook g7. Yeah, maybe a bit more precise. Alright, nice quick game. I'm actually in contention to maybe win the tournament. And still a lot of time left. But first place lost our first game. Question, will you play World Rapid Blitz in New York? I'm hoping to. Yeah, I applied for a wildcard spot, and it sounds like they'll give me a wildcard spot if I help promote the event. So I'm currently in discussion with FIDE. But I'll make an official announcement once it's official. Alright, we have another game. Not berserking. Queen's pawn. Queen's Gambit declined. A Barmen variation. A3. Not sure if I can punish this move. It prevents bishop e4. c5 is maybe the most active approach. There's also b6. There's also a6. I'm gonna play a6. Because I might already be threatening to take and defend the pawn with b5. I'm trying to induce e3. If I plays e3, then I think this move is more useful than this move. Because eventually I'll play this and knight b5 is prevented. Bishop f4. Now, yeah, now taking looks fine. We're gonna get a position more resembling a Queen's Gambit accepted. But it's nice to be able to hold on to the pawn. If a4, I probably have c6. Although, maybe I don't. a4, c6, there's takes. Like castle's queenside. Wow. I'm just going to start with this. Goes for e4. Very bold play by white. I think the best approach is probably to complete development. As much as I want to punish this, Yeah, maybe eventually c6, like queen b6, and then look to pawn storm. d5. Could play knight b6 now. Now I have 4 attackers against the d-pawn. Oh, welcome to Jennifer SDS. Your first stream. You've watched all the YouTube videos. Nice to hear. Welcome to Twitch. I still want to experiment with live streaming on YouTube. Maybe even before I leave for Singapore. I just have to figure out like how to work the stream key, and I think I have to schedule it. I could also experiment with multi-streaming at some point. But I think if I were to stream on YouTube, the first few I would want to do just on YouTube. Understand how the platform works. So knight f5 might be coming. Knight c6 also might be coming. We'll just castle. I'm not really in any rush to try and win the pawn. Yeah, with multi-streaming, it just requires like moderating both chats. Also, then addressing alerts would be different. So if I take and queen e8, there's rook e1. And queen d7 also looks playable. Yeah, white's actually stirring up some interesting counterplay. I'm leaning more towards queen d7. There's also takes and queen c8. We'll start with this. Like right after I play this, I realize white has this, this, and this. Which is probably not like terrible for me, but okay, there's takes, I sack the exchange. There's probably good compensation there. I could also move my queen, let the pawn get to c7, and then play something like knight d5. Actually, that's maybe a bit more controlled. Queen e6 takes knight d5. Bishop g3, rook c8. Yeah, should still be quite good for black. Yeah, someday it could be cool to like multi-stream on every platform, because so many platforms allow it now. Maybe there's some platforms I wouldn't want to stream on, like Twitter. There's like, what, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, I'll go for rook c8. I mean, I primarily focus on Twitch and YouTube. Like, between these two platforms, they have like the most robust features and best experience for the creator and for the viewers. I don't think I'll be taking challenges after the tournament. It's been a long stream already, approaching the 2-hour mark. Bishop e2. So if I take, pawn would have to take because queen is defending the bishop. Looking for tactics here. I can probably get away with this. The idea is I want to take, or do I? I was calculating takes, takes, and takes, but then I get mated. I mean, okay, maybe I can take and play h6 and eventually win the c-pawn. There's also the idea of knight c5 to b3. And get an outpost. Then king b2, and the king's actually safe there. But then bishop e4 potentially traps a queen. Was knight c7 not good before? Yeah, it's a move that maybe I could have and should have played. But I chose a different route. So queen h6. I'll be up a pawn once I win this. I really want to make this work, but I think this is a more mature approach. And white could return the rook. I'll have to play queen g6. It is nice having the pawn here, preventing bishop d3. And there's pressure against g2. Yeah, going back. Yeah, taking may have actually been better, given what's happening here. Ooh, it's another situation similar to what I was in before. Like if I take this way, there's rook h2 to h1. Yeah, let's open the file. I think the rook activity is more important. White could play f3. White probably has to play f3 because both pawns are attacked. And then the problem for white after f3 is this bishop is really sad, which makes me happy. Rooks can double on the e-file. White could maybe... Okay, white walks into a pin. So now I just have to attack the bishop with my bishop. There's this. So if takes, I take... I'm calculating bishop takes c4, takes, and then... No, then I win a rook, because if takes, I take here with check. Could get weird for a moment. I am threatening to take, and take. Yeah, so the line is takes, takes. Okay, well that doesn't happen. So now I think I just take and take. Did I draw the wrong arrow? I see some confusion in chat. Bishop moves like a rook. After the game, I can show the line I was calculating. Maybe I drew the wrong arrow. I was calculating takes, takes, and then takes. And it's crazy where like the rooks are staring at each other, both bishops are hanging. But then I would... Wait, what was I calculating? Oh, I was calculating this, and then this. Okay, I was having a complete hallucination. So this is actually maybe a playable line for white. I would have to take back. Black is still probably better. I should be winning a g-pawn. Oh, I can throw in bishop e4. And then maybe bishop d3. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back for more chess in a few moments. So stay tuned. Back to tournament. Here we go. So 31 minutes left. There's a new leader. This person. Who has a similar trajectory than compared to me. Maybe berserked a few more games. But I'm in contention. How many bits for a bird opening? I'm not sure. I've been pretty content with playing e4. I could mix up the openings though. The bird is sometimes a word. Okay. Next opponent. Well, I'm black. Let's play c5. Thank you, J Seal. Oh, also congratulations to Nate Brady on your first hourly rapid tournament in 4 years. Big congrats. I can't remember last time I won one of these. It's maybe also been like about 4 years, maybe more. Okay, opponent is playing really quickly. This looks playable. I think I'll play rook b8 and b5. Probably include d6. Okay, so we have a somewhat typical setup for a dragon. White's gone for the kingside fianchetto. Actually wondering if this capture makes sense. Allow the pawn to get to d5. My knight can jump around. Not super fond of it. And there's b4 to consider. I'll play rook e8. I'm going to keep all the tension. I might just look to complete development. Not make any major commitments. There's also maybe the idea of bishop g4, queen c8, trading lights for bishops. Even bishop d7 to c8, and then bishop h3. There's also the idea of playing knight d7, e6, and chase the knight away. Knight can't return here, maybe has to go back. Like if bishop g5, then knight d7 makes some sense. But then the e-pawn is pinned. I might be threatening h6. I'm gonna go for it. And this is a very typical move that you see in a lot of dragon middle games. The bishop is unleashed, the knight can maneuver to different squares. Sometimes the dream destination can be the c4 square for this knight. White continues to apply pressure. And I could play this, or I could take first h6. We'll take first. I don't really see another option for white. So the structure transformed a bit. White has a center. I should have a solid position, like e6, bishop e7. Still some ideas of knight maneuvering. They have knight c3, b4. Knight e2. Yeah, b4 looks like a nice move to start with. There's knight e2 or knight a4. If knight a4, bishop a6, rook e1. Okay, knight e2 is played. So I think I want the bishop to come here. Kind of want to start with a5. Gaining some space. White still has a good center, but I can maybe play around it. I haven't looked at chat in a bit. I look over and all this discussion about wizards and hairy wizards. Alright, let me try and focus on this game. Opponent wants to win a pawn. Let's start with bishop a6. The pawn can't be taken. I take and then win the knight. If rook e1, I'll probably play king h7. Yeah, c-file's a little bit annoying. I want to play this and then challenge the file, but then there's pawn d5. If I play queen e7, rook c7, rook c8, rook c1. It's also looking at this, but then b3. But maybe that's the way to go, and then move the queen. Also trying to make this work, like knight c5, even queen b5, but it just doesn't look good. One more time, rook c8. What am I scared of? It says takes rook c1, but then queen b8. Maybe this is the way to go. Like, white will temporarily control the file, but I'll eventually neutralize, and like, it should be okay. We might end up trading all the rooks. Maybe all the queens as well. But I like the square for the queen on b8. Now I can freely move the rook to challenge the c-file. And white's pieces look nice, but they're not really causing me any pain or dismay. Like, we're both pretty solid here. Rook c8. This could be a long game. 20 minutes left in the tournament. This might be my last game that counts for the tournament. There might be some usefulness in playing this. Okay, white's offering the bishop trade. Do I want to accept? Bishop e7. Okay, if I take... Let's start by taking, because I have queen b5. Not sure how useful that is. The queen can't move to block as I take and then eventually win this pawn. Although maybe I don't. I'm realizing there's, yeah, knight takes e2 will defend. Okay, there's rook c4. But then b3. I take... Just queen b7. Target the pawn, defend the rook. Might be 6 to c4 maybe. Thank you, SpongeBob Gambit. Yeah, still the problem with knight b6 is b3. But then maybe I can maneuver the knight to b5 and target c3. I don't see any other great plans. And there's this and this, but... Oh, there's this and this, but then knight h5 is kind of annoying. Right, starting with knight b6. I'm actually thinking knight a8. As weird as it looks, I just want my knight on b5. If my knight can get to b5 and eventually to c3, that's maybe one way I can play for a win. Yeah, it's turning into a blitz game, given the time situation. It's sometimes hard to adjust from having like a decent amount of time to having very little time. That's probably a good move. g5? I have bishop c3 actually. Wait, d5 maybe wasn't a good move for white. Because now e5 will come, my bishop is a bit more active. And this could get very sharp. Yeah, queen d3, e5, knight e2. Maybe bishop. I'm not sure. b2? Mm. My knight's looking ridiculous in the corner. E5? Queen c7? I'm not sure. Oof. Okay, almost pre-move queen c7 there. So if rook b1, bishop a3, I think is okay for me. My bishop is stuck, but then I control c1. Okay, so if I take... Take... That's a good move. Might have to play bishop a3. I kind of wish my bishop were back on g7. What to do? So this takes queen a6. Might have queen d8 and hunker down. There's also queen c2. Takes. Oh no, takes queen a6 isn't playable. Queen b5 is playable. Queen b5, queen c2, king f2. Knight c7, I lose a5. Capone goes for this. Now I think I can take and bring the knight to b5. Yeah, very strange position. Queen c6 I take and then want my king in. Oh, I missed bishop b6. Oh. Is there any... Oh, that's a really bad miss. My knight can't move anywhere. What to do? I have knight a8. Knight a8 doesn't work, but... Try it. It worked. Okay. Opponent got a little bit too impatient. Should have taken the pawn first. I was completely lost. Now it's winning for black. What a turnaround. Okay. I should have just lost. But the knight going to the corner still has some purpose. Yeah, white played really well there. Queen c6 is a great move because I don't think I can take. Although maybe I have knight a8 here. Knight a8 might be the only move. I just completely missed bishop e6 as a threat. Oh, white's still winning with this idea. Bishop a7 to b8 and then c7. My king is a little bit too slow. Oh, but I have knight b6. How is this winning? I don't understand how this is winning for white. I guess white is doing things on the king side, but this isn't obvious. Okay, super fortunate that game. I think I was just outplayed. White played a solid opening. Maybe there were better moments. Engine says 95. I'll have to see if chess mode has any recommendations against this. It is roughly equal. Black is slightly better. It says takes on c1 and then b3. Interesting. Anyway, back to tournament. 10 minutes left. Definitely not taking first place. Congratulations to this person who is probably going to win the tournament. I would need 3 more games in. Just not doable. I guess it's a fight for like the 2nd through 3rd through 4th. I'm tied with this person. Okay, here we go. Let's play e4. Playing another Scotch. Okay, another 4-knight Scotch. At some point I should learn the lines with takes and e5. So I had this line, okay, bishop takes c3 is not most common. I had a 4-knight Scotch in the first game of this tournament. Let's start with rook b1. Probably f4, queen f3. Knight e4. I can't actually play c4. I want to play c4 eventually. Expecting bishop f5 here. I'm looking at this idea, h3. Black can maybe play h5. And c4. Okay, let's include this. And if black allows this, then I should be in good shape. Although I guess it's still kind of tricky. Yeah, rook e8 is useful. g4, bishop goes back. Takes. I think eventually I'm going to end up taking the knight. And then play the opposite color bishop position. f6. Like now, I can take the knight. Or can I throw in this bishop d4? Yeah, maybe I can throw this in. Sometimes c5 is a concern, but then I can take. I think. And takes. Bishop goes back. It gets kind of messy. I think I've committed to taking, unless I have this, which doesn't work. Okay, so we're trading a lot. Oh, wait a minute. There's a line takes. And if rook takes, I play rook f8. And I get the queen for rook and bishop. That might still be okay for black, actually. But at least it's maybe some way to play for a win. Black doesn't have to take here. Black could take here. Okay, bishop c2, I play rook b2. Queen d7. I should defend the pawn. Queen g3. I don't really care about the c2 pawn. Yeah, it's probably a good thing I didn't berserk this game. This position could go the full distance, just with opposite color bishops. But sometimes these positions have a tendency to get really sharp really quickly. Both kings get exposed. Okay, so I have the double up. I always want to keep in mind rook f7. And the trade immediately probably isn't good for me. Yeah, if I play this, c5 might be coming. So bishop e3. There's also bishop a3. There's also queen e3. I'm actually calculating queen e3. I lose e5, bishop d4. Even rook f7 first. Okay, this is pure intuition. With a little bit of calculation. The rook takes e5, rook f7. I think there's some value in sacking the pawn. Like usually when you lose pawns, then it opens files, but losing pawns can also open diagonals. When black takes here, there's just more potential for the bishop to do damage on the king side. And now that my queen's on e3, I can safely move back and not have to worry about c5. Probably. I'm just envisioning some potential windmill that if we get a situation like this and black puts a rook on g5, I put a bishop on d4, I can sack a queen and then get like a crazy windmill. We're still pretty far away from that. Black was aware of the danger. So now h4 looks attractive. Queen d3 might be coming though. I don't really want to trade queens. h4, queen d3. And there's e6. It's kind of a cool idea to take, e7, sack, and then is enough to win? Probably not. Wait, what about e6, queen d3, queen e5, queen h3, bishop d4? Looks super risky. Oh, but maybe I can start with e6. Queen d3, take, rook here, and then I get the pawn to e7. If I get the pawn to e7, I should have good chances to win, even if queens get swapped. And there's bishop d3 immediately. I don't think that really does too much damage, though. Maybe even have rook f7 there. Rook f7 might already be a threat. The bishop can't take. Wow. Okay. So rook f7. What am I scared of? Bishop takes queen d4? I'm just mating. I guess there's queen c5, but it's winning. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier about position potentially getting super sharp. I hope I'm not missing anything, but there's no checks to my king. There's a mate in one threat. And this is the only move that stops mate, because it pins my queen. Queen c5. I don't think I can take on g7 because king h8. But I'll just take back. The bishop's still attacked. It's actually nice if rook takes pawn, I save my rook and win the bishop. I'm still threatening this mating idea. I could take here. Then bishop d3. Yeah, let's just take the bishop. I guess I still have to kind of work to win this. And go after the pawn. There's a question about rook takes g7 on move 28. The problem with that is my queen is attacked, so any discovered check is met with queen takes d4. Hopefully that makes sense. Unless I missed... Wait, rook takes c7. But then we trade queens. I'll take a look after the game. Okay, I'm trying to go for the mating attack here. My queen wants to go to h7. There might be some idea of like bring the rook to h-file and then rook h8 to sack the rook for mate. Black is kind of boxed in. So I'm looking at rook ce7. I'll sack the rook and then have this typical mating idea. Oh no, my rook. Okay. A satisfying finish. So, yeah, interesting game. I think this is a slightly dubious line for black, but I guess playable. I'm wondering where I could have improved. Engine says f5 here. This did not cross my mind. That's a cool move, though. Allowing knight takes e3 and then queen... Okay, queen g4 or queen h5. Sack the rook and then... Yeah, sacking the bishop is completely winning for white. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because when I gave black the chance to play bishop f5, then it's much more difficult. I should have at least considered this. The position is still good for white. Yeah, I kind of overlooked stuff happening here. Black was doing fine. So bishop g6 was a blunder, allowing e6. And yeah, just to show, if I do take on g7, oh, white's still winning. Oh, because I can take the queen. But any rook move is met with queen takes d4. So always got to be careful when you give a discovered check. It's not the piece moving that's doing the checking, it's a piece that's being unleashed. So, that's a tournament. GG's. Congrats to this person taking first place. And yeah, I think I'll wrap up the stream. Thank you everyone for watching.